Hey guys, it's Sithlor. Wanted to take a look at Tempest Rush, which is one of the more interesting skills available for the monk. And the reason I say that is because it does a decent amount of damage, it costs a lot of spirit, so it's not a skill that you can use that often. But it's kind of like the whirlwind skill for the barbarian, in as much as it's one of those things that really allows you to move freely through battle while dealing decent damage. But like I said, it's not a high damage skill, but it's a skill that you can actually build do a build around, because of the fact that it does allow you essentially free movement. And so that's kind of the basic skill. It costs 15 spirit in order to utilize, and then it costs you an additional 10 spirit per second after that. So not a skill, like you can see, that you can continually spam, but does provide a kind of get out of trouble when you need it. But you can have it going for a decent amount of time until your spirit's recharged, and then you can go and take guys out again. So let's go to town. We'll switch things up and take a look at the rune choices. So the very first one is Northern Breeze, so it reduces the spirit cost, still at 15 spirit cost initially, but reduces the spirit cost while channeling to 8 per second. So it allows you to, basically reduces it by 20%. So you can do it for quite a bit longer. So you may not notice much of a difference, but I am able to last a little bit longer, like I said, and just take out a few more enemies. So it really depends on how you're planning on using this skill. If you're just going to run around and try to take out as many guys as possible, then it does provide some sort of an added benefit. If you're utilizing it more for difficult situations to get out, then the extra or the reduced spirit cost isn't going to help you much, because like I said, if you're using it for defensive purposes, you're not going to continue channeling. So once we are done with these guys, we've generated some more spirit, we will go back to town and go ahead with the next rune choice. Alright, now that we're done, let's go back to town. So the next rune choice is the most popular by far, and so Tailwind increases your movement speed by 25%, which is absolutely huge. And so the reason that this is so popular is if you've got a good amount of damage and DPS, then you use it for Paragon farming, going from one area or one enemy to another. And so, like I said, this is, even if you just used your regular primary skills, some of your other secondary skills, or the actual battle, you're going to be generating enough spirit that it'll essentially be full when you want to use it, and then you literally just go from one area to another, and there you go. You've got very good movement speed. This is often used with fleet footed, which increases your movement speed that much more. So that is, like I said, the most popular rune, and the reason being is just the Paragon farming, so that you can gain more XP per hour. So the next rune choice is Flurry. So I do not find, personally, that the hobbling effect or the reduced movement speed amongst enemies is very effective. And so going from 60% to 80% reduced movement speed, I just don't see it. So I find this to be an extremely poor skill, probably by far the weakest out of all of them. But some people may enjoy reduced movement speed for melee characters. Like I said, I'm not one of them, and I do not find that the reduced snare is overly effective for the short period of time that it lasts. The next rune choice we're just going to talk about, I'm not actually going to show. It just reduces your damage by 25% while you're running. Now, this is very similar to Bluster, which reduces damage by 20%. So this one, it's while you're running, of course, you are the beneficiary by your damage, or all of the damage taken by you is reduced by 25%. Whereas Bluster is beneficial from two standpoints. The first standpoint is when you're playing in a group, because any enemy that you have impacted, as you can see, he's impacted. You've got the little red thing swirling above his head, and so all of those enemies have their damage reduced that they deal by 20%. So the reason that this is beneficial is, like I said, if you're in a group, then all of your allies are going to be taking less damage. The second thing that it's beneficial for is the fact that you can use it for a short burst, and all of them have their damage reduced, even though I'm not losing any spirit as a result. So I find Bluster to be a better skill, but it depends on what your movement speed is and the approach that you're taking. If you're using this more for defensive purposes, like I said, and just trying to escape battle, then Bluster is by far the best rune choice for you. If you're using it for offensive purposes, then Tailwind, as a result of the increased movement speed, is the best rune choice. So there's a couple of different options to utilize. I'm not a huge fan of the skill. I think that if you are going to use this, you need to have your build centered around this skill to be truly effective, just because of the fact that it is very, very spirit intensive, and it's decent damage, but overall you can find much better ways of providing damage at a much lower spirit cost. So anyways guys, thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, please leave them below. See you in the next video.